What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon MLB DFS video. It is Wednesday. It is June 12th. We are back with another video. Hopefully the video finds you doing well. Hopefully you did well yesterday. If we look over everything we talked about yesterday, we looked at the stacks, we looked at the plays, we looked at the cheat sheet, we looked at everything on the website. Hopefully you killed it. So I'm looking, and so I'll tell you, we put out lineups, and they are a great starting point. And I say use these lineups, make some changes, update it yourself. Most people did that. I've seen a lot of people talk about in the Discord. I've seen a lot of people email me. Yesterday, our one lineup on Fanduel put up 220. We did stack the Dodgers game. We stacked the Diamondbacks game, and it went off. Ohtani for 43, Grichuk for 46, Ketel Marte for 21.4, Paul Skeens for 47. Like, it went off. We did get a little bump in the road when Brian Wu was late scratched, which stinks, obviously. But we updated everything, we changed it, and it worked. So if you guys had success yesterday, let me know down below. I would absolutely love to see it. If you're new to the channel, we do things differently here. As you can see, the video is probably a little bit longer. That's why we put chapters in there so you can skip ahead. Obviously, the more you watch the video, the more watch time, the better the analytics help me. I have actually a call for a sponsorship at Friday, I believe. So a partnership sponsorship. So if you guys want to help the channel out, there's so many ways to help the channel out. Watching the videos, clicking on the ads, that's one way. Going to FTA, so FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, sign up for FTA Plus for $10 a week or $30 a month. That obviously helps. Clicking on the merch, which you find down below, that's another avenue and revenue way to help out the channel. Anything helps. So if you are new to the channel, if you find it helpful at all, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, because we go through everything. So we're going to go through every single game on the slate. We're going to look at the pitchers. We're going to look at the bats. We're going to look at stacks. We're going to look at the top 20 players. It's an all-encompassing video pretty much every single day if there's a video. So I will let you know. We will continue through. Today is Wednesday. We have PGA, the U.S. Open, tomorrow. I believe that video is going to be out a little bit later today, or depending on when you watch this, the video might already be out. So the article is almost done on the website. The video will be out there, so we'll do that. We'll do cheat sheets. We'll do everything. So that being said, you are new to the channel. We have giveaways every single day, and you have a chance to win every single day. Super easy and simple. Like this video, be a YouTube subscriber, and leave a comment. If this video gets at least 50 likes on the video, and you've left a comment, you have a chance to win a free week of FTA Plus. If this video gets 100 likes, you have a chance to win a free month, 150 likes, a free $200 year, and if this video gets 200 or more likes, you have a chance to win a lifetime pass worth $500. The second way, somewhere in the video there will be a keyword. I'll have you type that keyword in there, and then you will have a chance to win a free week of FTA Plus. That includes it's not just MLB. That's MLB. That's NASCAR, that's PGA, that's MMA, that's NBA and NFL once those are back. So we're very excited. We are obviously it's June already. We're obviously inching our way to NFL. We have less than 90 days. I'm very excited. I know I kind of slacked on the videos last year with NFL, but I'm going to rock and roll this year. So if there are certain things for NFL DFS videos you would like to see, let me know. So I'm going to obviously be off on at least the start, I believe, of the season. I'm going to be off on paternity leave, so I'll have 8 weeks off of work. I'll obviously have a newborn with me, but newborns, we know, sleep a lot. I'm going to at least try to give you guys the best DFS experience as possible. What we did was last year I would do rankings. I would do like the top 20 rankings at each position: quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and defense for the week. There are just other things I assume you guys want. Going game by game might be a little bit harder but we do have a matchup tool I could do a video on. So let me know down below, or email me DFS or Twitter, whatever you want to do. Let me know what you guys would like to see. I'm obviously going to continue this forward. I'm thinking we used to have this, so we took it away, but a Fantasy Team Advisors season-long league, whether or not it's on Yahoo with an actual draft, or whether or not it's on DraftKings where we do a week-long fantasy football league where each week you can enter in. Been thinking about that as well. So let me know your ideas, and obviously I'm formulating them throughout. So before this video gets too long-winded, let's see who the winners of yesterday's video are. So yesterday's video, 700 views, 57 comments, 76 likes. One person did not like this video. So since we got at least 50 likes, we are going to give you we're going to have two giveaways here. So the first one's just because we got at least 50 likes on the video. The second one is anyone who used the keyword in yesterday's video, which was bubblegum. So we're gonna run this twice. The first one's just because of the 50 views. Kevin writes, man, 355. I just spit my bubblegum out on the floor. Oh well, 5-second rule. So even though he did have the keyword there, this one is only for getting the 50 likes. I see his picture is a competitor, which is fine. You will still win. But all you got to do, like the video, let me know you saw this, Kevin, and then email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com, and a username and email you would like, and we will set you up for a free week of FTA+. Now, I'm going to rerun this. There is a chance that Kevin could be a winner again and win back-to-back. We've never had the same person win both of these contests in the same day. It could be today. Christian said happy Tuesday, but did not have the keyword of bubblegum, so we're going to rerun it yet again, and you guys can come back every single day and win. It's that simple. Lucky Luciano 3187, congratulations. If you see this, like it, and then email me a username and email you would like to dfshelp1@gmail.com. You guys may be lucky, is going to be lucky tomorrow and the next day and the next day. So congratulations to both of you. Email me. We'll get you set up on the website. And again, if there are certain things you would like to see, let me know. Whether or not it's in MLB, whether or not it's PGA, let me know. It would be easier if you emailed me. But let me know what you guys would like to see on these videos. Try to make them as entertaining as possible. But again, remember, I'm the only one on the website. I'm the only one doing videos, content, articles, everything. There are other websites out there that they'll give you a couple of plays and that's it. These videos we do are longer, but they're a ton of information with bats that we like, with stacks and everything. So if you guys enjoy these videos, let me know whether or not it's a tip, a donation, FTA+, just a comment, a like on the video. Sharing the videos helps out a ton as well. So let's dig in. Just kind of looking at weather real quick. Seeing anything. We do have some ballpark factors where there's a plus matchup, and these are all going to be posted to the Discord. So if you go to our Discord, which you can find in the description below, we give out the ballpark factors, home run potential, BVPs there, props are there, stacks are there, core plays, they are there. We do have in Cleveland at Cincy, Great American Small Park, the best chance for home runs at 27%. American Family Field between Toronto and Milwaukee, the same thing, 24% there. Kauffman, the wind is blowing out. It is a pitcher's park, but as we saw yesterday, absolutely killed it with the Yankee stack. They were hit into the seats that I usually sit in, where we were supposed to be at these games today and tomorrow, this series, but we cannot go, which is fine, whatever. But anyway, we will look at every single game. Those are the factors. We will put these factors into the Discord. Also, this article right here, if you need a little bit abbreviated version, this article has the plays we like at each position, about 5 plays we like at each position. Check that out. That is in the description down below. That being said, we are going to look at the games. They are, at least on DraftKings, They are split up into three. We've got an early slate, an afternoon slate, and our main slate. So we're going to cover it all. Again, this video is very long. The more you watch it, the better watch time we get for sponsors and analytics that I can use. So again, I understand time is money. If you are looking for an abbreviated version, we've got it in the article down below. So the first game, we look at this. Rockies at the Twins. We've got Austin Gomber versus Pablo Lopez. Now Gomber, we've used him a couple times this year. I don't trust him. He comes in, like, we look at this. In theory, everyone's going to be on the Twins. So Austin Gomber, if you're one that plays, it's a 4-game early slate. The weather isn't a concern. People are going to be off of him. You got Michael King being the highest priced pitcher on the slate. You've got Tobias Myers being the lowest. Austin Gomber's towards the bottom. So he comes in 6,300. Minnesota normally hits against lefties very well. And if you want to see what I'm talking about, I did see in our Discord, we have people discussing, helping each other out. They're wondering what pitchers to take, what batters hit well against handed pitcher and stuff like that. We've got that under MLB. So if you were looking for certain stats, go to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com right off the bat, see what we've got under MLB. Most of these are free content. And obviously, I get nothing off free content except for your guys' views, which helps the analytics. But come down here, go to BVP matchups, go to batter splits. That's another tool. You want to find a high strikeout pitcher. So ways to win: high strikeout pitcher and batters that do well against left-handed batters or pitchers and stuff like that. Go check out batter splits. It's split up between lefties and righties. You can check all of that out. So, Austin Gomber is not the best of a left-handed pitcher, but he's brought his ERA down. 3.38, 1-3 record, obviously not very good. Against Minnesota, has not faced them. Pitching on the road, a little bit worse on the road than he is at home. He's had a couple of good games. Obviously good against Oakland, really good game against San Diego. It's been up and down for him. Now, Minnesota has struggled. They've struggled, but they do hit lefties well. Gomber for tournaments, I'm okay with. Pretty much this early slate, I wouldn't use Myers. Gomber for tournaments, I'm okay with. Hogan Harris for tournaments, I'm okay with. Pretty much anyone here I'm okay with overall for tournaments. But we want to dig in. We want to see what bats make sense. Gomber, he's okay, but he's only averaging 12.5. You need basically 13 plus out of him at 6,300. It depends. So we kind of look at this, and I'm okay with him. And then Pablo Lopez is another one. So we've got him at 8,500. He inexplicably has a 5.45 ERA this year. He just has not looked good. Game logs, minus 3.6 against the Yankees. But again, the Yankees are a fantastic hitting team right now. Did not do well there. Houston did well. Bad game here, bad game against the Yankees. Really good game against Seattle. Now, Colorado is a team where they don't hit very well. There's not a ton that I like. I'm probably fading both of these pitchers. I would look at the bats in this one. But you can always go a different direction, obviously. This is your money. I'm just helping you out. If I were to use players from Colorado, McMahon would be my number one there. Brenton Doyle would be 2. Depending, Tovar, Montero. There's not a ton. You want to get very cheap. I don't know if he's got to be in there. Jake Cave could be in there. Definitely one that you could look at. You could go down to Charlie Blackmon. I don't know if I will. Now, if you think that Gomber's not going to have a good game and he's going to get hit well, there's a few bats that I would look at for Twins against lefties. Carlos Correa is 1. Carlos Santana is 2. Byron Buxton, he is 3. Royce Lewis is 4. Those are the 4 bats that I would look at. Another one that I would look at, you guys know if you've been here before, I absolutely love Ryan Jeffers when he's up against a lefty. So Jeffers here for catcher, especially on an early slate with only 4 games, 8 teams to look at. Batting 232, he has 12 home runs. Splits-wise, he's played Colorado once this year. He didn't do anything in that game, but again, that's one game. At home, he's got a 2.38 ERA, or batting average with 8 home runs. Gets extra base hits as well. So Ryan Jeffers is a cheaper catching option, especially on a slate like this. Actually, he's the 3rd highest priced, but that's one I would look at. Another one, maybe Colorado catcher Stallings. I don't mind Stallings. That's kind of my thought here. It's an early slate. I don't know if I'll have any Gomber. But again, if he goes off, his ownership's probably pretty low. Speaking of ownership, on our cheat sheet, we have FanDuel and DraftKings ownership that you guys can check out as well. Blue Jays at the Brewers, you got Chris Bassett versus Tobias Myers. Bassett, 40 plate appearances, 158. We've used Bassett lately. Game logs, we used him against Oakland because, again, he was his old team. Oakland's bad. He dominated for 26. Didn't do much against Pittsburgh, then White Sox both times, dominated. Now, this isn't the best matchup for him, but overall, on the road, he's got a 3.44 ERA, so his ERA on the road has been better. I will take advantage of that a little bit. But if we were looking at, and then you got Tobias Myers. So Myers is down here at 6,000, 4.15 ERA, has not faced Toronto this year. Hasn't done a ton, but home games, he's gotten lit up, 675 in 3 starts. Really good game against Detroit, a game against the White. This is where I'll tell you, we're a little bit different than other DFS providers. I'll tell you when I'm wrong, and I was wrong. Obviously, I used him against the White Sox, 5 earned runs, did not do anything for us. I'm probably off of Myers just because I don't trust him. I'd rather look at the bats in this game. So the bats we're looking at. Vladdy, obviously, Davis Schneider, Danny Jansen, Kiermaier, or Varsho I'm okay with. Not a ton. I don't love the Toronto bats today. Milwaukee, if you think that Bassett's not going to have a good game, obviously William Contreras, Christian Yelich, Jake Bauers are cheaper option there. Willie Adames, Rhys Hoskins, I'm okay with. If you're looking for a couple of value picks, Jackson Chourio or Joey Ortiz, I don't mind those guys. I don't know if I'm going to play this early slate, though. I have maybe a couple of lineups, but I don't know if I'll play much of this early slate. Move to the Astros at the Giants. It is a pitcher's park. We love it. It's Framber Valdez versus Logan Webb. Valdez comes in with a 3.53 ERA. He has not faced San Francisco this year. Coming off a fantastic, complete game against the Angels. Giants are a better hitting team than the Angels, though. Great game against Minnesota, not a good game against Seattle or the Angels before that. So, because this is a pitcher's park, I'll take a little bit of Valdez. Then Logan Webb is here. Good game against Texas, middle of the road against the Yankees. Good game against the Mets. Has not faced Houston this year. At home, though, he has a 1.71 ERA compared to a 4.06 ERA. I know he drinks, I think, 3 Red Bulls before every game, so it gets him amped up, gets his heart beating before it explodes. I will have some exposure to both of these pitchers. Batting-wise, I'm probably not going to do much, but obviously Astros, you're looking at Alvarez, Diaz, Pena, Jake Myers I'm okay with. Altuve I'm okay with. Chas McCormick for a cheap option. I don't know if I'm going to be in the Astros offense here tonight. Giants offense against Valdez. Matt Chapman usually against lefties. Elliot Ramos I would look at. Jorge Soler normally hits lefties well. Casey Schmidt would be another one that I'm okay with. Kurt Casale, I don't know if he's going to be in there. He's usually in there against lefties. But to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to be messing with the offenses in this game. I do like both pitchers. I think Webb's more of your cash. I think Valdez is a tournament. Then you got the Athletics at the Padres. Hogan Harris versus Michael King. I honestly don't overthink this one. I'm on Michael King, and I'm on the Padres bats. Tatis, Machado, Ha-Seong Kim, Luis Ariz, maybe a little bit of Cronenworth, Jerks, and Profar. I'm in on a San Diego stack and Michael King. I just don't overthink that one. And that's the early slate. That's the 4 games. Pretty much the only pitcher I don't think I would have any exposure to would be Tobias Myers. Maybe a little bit of Gomber, but I could see the Twins absolutely just beating up on Gomber. Then we got a 3-game afternoon slate. We got the Braves at the Orioles, Spencer Schwellenbach versus Cade Povich. Neither has obviously faced each other. Schwellenbach's got a 8.38 ERA in 2 starts. He has not done well. He's given up 9 earned runs. And then you've got Povich, who 10.13 ERA, 1 start, his last start against Toronto. Now he's going up against the Braves. I'm not looking at either of these. I'm looking at offenses. 100%. Love the Braves against the lefty, pretty much Ozuna, Riley, Darno, like a full Brave stack I'm okay with. Then Baltimore stack, same thing. I don't want either pitcher here, especially on an early slate like this. Gunnar Henderson, Jordan Westburg, Mountcastle, O'Hearn, Mateo. Mateo had a home run yesterday. I don't know if he's going to be in there. He doesn't get a start all the time. Adley Rutschman's another one. James McCann, I don't mind him either. I'm not taking either pitcher in this one. I'm looking at bats in this one, 100%. And don't overthink this one. Washington at Detroit, you got Jake Irvin versus Reese Olson. Jake Irvin's the highest priced pitcher, 8,600. Game logs, we used him against Atlanta just because his under ownership here, and he did well. Back-to-back, well, actually he's had 3 great starts. Pretty good start against Minnesota as well. So 4 great starts in a row. Pitching on the road, he's actually got a better ERA. I like Jake Irvin here. He is the most expensive, but I don't, like, out of everyone else, I don't trust a ton of them. So I'm looking at, for sure, Jake Irvin. Reese Olson, we did use him his last game. He did not do well against Milwaukee. 8 earned runs in 4 innings. Wild times. Been kind of up and down. I'm probably looking at Irvin and Washington bats, which is wild to think about. But we look at these Washington bats. Very contrarian, boomer bust, home run or nothing, Joey Gallo, tournaments only. Other than that, Luis Garcia, Lane Thomas, CJ Abrams, Joey Meneses. I don't mind these guys. Keibert Ruiz maybe a little bit too. I don't know about that. Detroit bats, the only ones I even consider, Matt Vierling, Riley Green, Winfield Perez, Jake Rogers maybe. But yeah, I'd rather take Irvin and Washington bats over everything else. Then the Cubs at the Rays. This is one, you got Javier Assad versus Aaron Savale. Assad's up and down, 2.74 ERA. While the starting pitchers have been doing well for the Cubs for the majority of the season, it's their bullpen that are giving up games. We saw their bullpen give up a 3-run walk-off home run yesterday to Tampa Bay. I do not trust either of these pitchers. I would rather focus on the bats. So the Cubs bats have been showing up for the most part. I do not trust either of these. The bats I would use for both sides, Cubs, Suzuki, Dansby Swanson, Christopher Morel. Obviously, those guys. You got Cody Bellinger, Pete Crow Armstrong are other options. Maybe Assad has a good starting game, and then the bullpen comes in, and Tampa Bay finally hits. Yandy Diaz, Arozarena, Brandon Lau, I think, had a 3-run home run yesterday. I think he was the walk-off home run. I can't remember. Richie Palacios, I would look at. Isaac Paredes, I would look at as well. I just don't trust either pitcher. I don't trust them enough at all. And it's a 3-game afternoon turbo slate. I don't know if you guys are going to be playing this at all. Not a ton of great pitching options. Like, the only one I kind of trust is Irvin. And other than that, it's like, do you go with Savale because you think the Cubs bats for the first 5 or 6 innings aren't going to do anything? There's just not a ton that I love here. Then we finally get into the main slate here. We're looking at the main slate. Tanner Bibby versus Nick Lodolo in Great American Small Park. The fact that the wind is blowing out, it's got the best chances for home runs. I'm probably not taking the pitching here. I'm probably looking at the bats. Now, the bats that I would look at in this game, we had Josh Naylor with another home run yesterday. I was all over J Ram, and he did not do anything for us. I would look at Jose Ramirez. David Fry against the lefty, I absolutely love. I had David Fry to hit a home run yesterday, which means he didn't do it yesterday. He'll probably do it today. That's another one I'd look at. The bats that I would look at for the Guardians today, Naylor, Fry, Ramirez, Freeman. You could look at Will Brennan, Andres Jimenez. Probably not Andres Jimenez. Brian Rocchio, I'm okay with. Those are the bats that I would look at. The Reds bats against Bibby, Ellie De La Cruz, Will Benson, Spencer Steer, Tyler Stevens. I'm okay with those guys. Jamer Candelario a little bit too. I just do not trust the weather. It looks like it's going to absolutely blow out of here, and I think we could see a hell of a game offensive-wise. Phillies at the Red Sox, you got Christopher Sanchez versus Nick Pivetta. Now, we did not use Nick Pivetta his last start, and he absolutely shoved. It was the Braves? Yeah. 7 innings, 36 fantasy points. Doesn't like this matchup kind of not the best for him, and he's 9,300. Tournaments, I'm okay with using him, but it is Philly, and they obviously hit very, very well. Schwarber hit a leadoff home run to start the game, I think the first pitch yesterday. We kind of see that. And then Christopher Sanchez he's down here at 8,000, but got 2.71 ERA. He's got a good matchup here, lefty pitcher. Not the best against Milwaukee, really good against San Francisco. I would go Christopher Sanchez and the Philly bats here. Looking at the Philly bats, Schwarber obviously leading off. I don't mind. Bryce Harper against a righty, I love. Alec Boehm, I would look at. Bryson Stott, I would look at. Cheap options if he's in there. David Dahl could be one. There's not a ton here with Real Muto being out for an extended period of time with knee surgery. It's Garrett Stubbs or Marchand would be cheap options. I don't know if they're going to be in there, though. Boston bats against a lefty. You could look at Tyler O'Neill. You could look at Jamie Westbrook. Ref Snyder could be a cheap option. I don't know if he will be. Is Yoshida off the IL now? He is. Was he back yesterday? Yep. Didn't really do anything. Lefty bat there. Probably not using him. But yeah, I would look at some of the bats in here. I think I'd give the advantage to Philly, but there are some Boston bats that could do well here. Next game, the Marlins at the Mets. You got Braxton Garrett versus David Peterson. Battle of the lefties in a pitcher's park here. Braxton Garrett, 7,100, 5.81 ERA, has faced the Mets once this year, gave up 6 earned runs. Not ideal. And that was back on May 18th. That was in Miami, but I do not trust him. And then David Peterson right here, 3.09 ERA, splits-wise, has not faced Miami this year. In his career, 47 plate appearances, 190. Tournaments, I'm okay with Peterson, but there's just other pitching options I'd rather use than these guys. I think I did forget to mention, towards the end of this video, we do simulations. We're going to give you the top 20 bats. I forgot to mention that. I don't love this matchup here, pitching-wise. Bats-wise, if I were to use bats, Miami would be Josh Bell, De La Cruz, Jake Berger, maybe Jazz, but I just don't know if I'll be using bats. I might fade this game completely. There's just other games out there. Bats that might have success here against Braxton Garrett. Marte and JD Martinez usually hit lefties well. Pete Alonso and Lindor would be other ones that I would use here as well. Pittsburgh at the Cardinals. You got Bailey Falter versus Sonny Gray. I would rather look at some of the Cardinals bats against Falter and then Sonny Gray here. Sonny Gray is expensive. He's 10,000. He's got 3.21 ERA. Has not faced Pittsburgh this year. We saw Mikolas have a no-hitter going in deep into the game yesterday. But my problem is at 10,000, he has not hit value a couple of times. This is definitely one to look at, but he's got great stuff. Pittsburgh is very up and down. I would definitely look at the Cardinals as the bats a little bit more than I would the Pirates, but the bats in this game, if you think Gray is not going to have a good game, O'Neal Cruz makes sense, Rowdy Tellez makes sense, Brian Reynolds a little bit, Andrew McCutchen a little bit too. Cardinals bats, Burleson, Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado against lefties, I love. You could look at Nolan Gorman. You could look at Dylan Carlson. If he's in there, we like to use him against a lefty as well. So I'm okay. I'm okay here. It just depends on what we're going to get offensively. And the weather should be good in every game, right? Yeah, weather should not be a concern on this main slate. Then you got the Yankees at the Royals. We've got Cody Petit versus Dan Altavilla. There's definitely a tweet going around from Dan Altavilla from a little bit ago. Maybe not the best human being. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out his tweet. I'm absolutely not going to say it. No one should. Cody Petit, he's actually been pretty good. Obviously, the Yankees stack. The Yankees are just dominating the Royals in this series so far. I could see this happening again. Now, Altavia, he's an opener, so it's going to be... Yeah, he threw a scoreless inning against the Yankees on Monday. So Daniel Lynch. So Daniel Lynch will be, it's obviously a lefty here. I would take the Yankees bats. Yankees mash lefties. Daniel Lynch, I do not trust him. Every Yankee for me is in play, except for Anthony Rizzo, who has not been doing well at all. So yeah, I believe Trevino's probably in there for catcher over Wells. I'm okay with that. The Yankees stack here. Petit tournaments, I'm okay with. You've got him down here. 172 ERA. Game log, did okay against the Dodgers. Only went 4.2 innings there with only 1K. But great game against San Francisco. Good game against Cleveland back in April. These are what I would look at. He is 6,900. Kansas City can hit very well. But this is a pitcher's park, except for it's the Yankees, so it really doesn't matter. Petit for tournaments, I'm okay with. I'm 100% in for the Yankees. If you were to use Kansas City bats because it's something, obviously Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino makes sense. Michael Garcia, I'm okay with, but I'm all in on the Yankees. I'm all in on the Yankees bats over everything else. Then you got the Angels at the Diamondbacks. You got Jose Soriano versus Slade Ciccone. Soriano coming in 7,500 splits wise. On the road, he's been way better, 235 game log. We did use him against San Diego. He did not do anything really. 6 innings, 1 earned run, but only 1 strikeout. Didn't give us what we needed. I'm probably off of him. I'm probably on Arizona again. Arizona bats are where I'm going to go with here. Ciccone against the Angels. He's got a 5.66 ERA. Hasn't faced them. Pitching at home. He's got a 10 ERA at home. I'm in on the bats in this one. I don't want the pitching at all. Angels bats that make sense. Logan O'Hoppe, Taylor Ward, Joe Adell, Willie Calhoun for very big tournament-wise. I don't mind. Luis Rengifo, Nolan Schanuel. I'm okay with those guys. Diamondbacks, Ketel Marte, Jock Peterson, Christian Walker. Corbin Carroll had a huge game yesterday. I like that. Gabriel Moreno also I would look at. Now, I have been reading rumors that Jake McCarthy and Eugenio Suarez could be traded. Again, we don't normally see trades in the MLB till the trade deadline in August. We have seen some trades before then, so always be on the lookout for that, because if you like a Diamondback stack, there's a tiny possibility those guys could get traded. We don't know. It's highly doubtful, but we never know. But I do like Arizona as a stack a little bit more, but I don't mind the Angels as a stack as well. And the keyword for the day is migraine, because I have a splitting headache this morning. It is terrible. It's bad. Staring at these screens is bad, but I wanted to give you guys a video before I probably lay back down. It's massive right now. Like nauseating. But I wanted to bring you guys a video. So, that being said, I give the advantage to Arizona bats, but I will have some Angels bats. Then you got the White Sox at the Mariners. You got Jonathan Cannon versus Bryce Miller. Obviously, love Bryce Miller here because the White Sox are a bad team. But I will have a little bit of exposure to Cannon. I know he's got almost a 6 ERA. Hasn't pitched much, but the Mariners do like to strike out. Pitching on the road, though, he has a 14.73 ERA in 1 start. Not ideal, obviously. But the majority of that came at Minnesota with 6 earned runs and 3.2 innings. I'll give Cannon for tournaments because he's 6,000. I will not, only because the Mariners like to strike out, but I'd rather take the Mariners bats in this one. Looking at those bats that we would look at, the bats in this one, obviously Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, Luke Raley, J.P. Crawford, and Josh Rojas would be ones I'd look at. If you think Bryce Miller's not going to have a good game, Luis Robert would be one. Andrew Vaughn would be one. Corey Julks, Paul DeYoung, Gavin Sheets. But I'm probably going Bryce Miller and the Mariners bats. But I will have a little bit of Jonathan Cannon just because of the strikeout probability for the Mariners. But again, he could get lit up. He has not been ideal. And then Rangers at the Dodgers. You've got to be announced versus Walker Buehler. Seeing if anyone's listed. It's wild that the Rangers, they think it's going to be John Gray. Because he did pitch last on Saturday, which would make sense. Or Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know if it's going to be him. We can't really say if it is him. If it's not, I'm probably still leaning the Dodgers again. They're very expensive, but they absolutely went off last night. Ohtani, Teoscar Hernandez has been on fire this year. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Jason Hayward, Andy Pages, Will Smith, like Kike Hernandez. There's so many to like about this Dodgers team. They're hitting like they were supposed to. Walker Buehler, on the other hand, he comes in here. 8,300, 4.82 ERA, home games 3.38 ERA compared to on the road. Not a good game against Pittsburgh. Only 3 innings in that game. Colorado, 3 earned runs there. Cincy, 3 earned runs. He's given up some runs this year. A sneaky stack might be the Rangers. It could be a high-scoring game. Adolis Garcia, Corey Seager if he's in there, Jonah Heim, Simeon, Duran. I don't mind them. I think I'm obviously going to give the advantage to the Dodgers because they're just a better team. But the Rangers, if Walker Buehler's got great stuff. It just depends if he's going to bring that great stuff to the table today or if he's going to get lit up like he has quite a bit this season. And that's it. That's the breakdown. That's all of them. If you want to see an abbreviated version, down below is the article that you see on the screen. But we're going to give you the top 20 bats, and then we're going to give you all of the bats that have a 10 out of 10 rating matchup rating for today. Some of these might be surprising to you. Some of them might not be. So let me know if any of these surprise you down below. Number 1, Bobby Witt Jr. against Poteet. 2 is Aaron Judge. He's the best hitter on the planet right now. 3 is Jose Ramirez. 4 is Vinny Pasquantino. 5 is Steven Kwan. 6, Juan Soto. 7, Gunnar Henderson. 8, Ryan Jeffers. 9, Danny Jansen. 10, Tyler Freeman. 11, Isaac Paredes. 12, Francisco Lindor. 13, Royce Lewis. 14, Salvi Perez. 15, Jarren Duran. 16, Marcell Ozuna. 17, Matt Olson. 18, Kevin Pillar. 19, Carlos Correa. And number 20, Christian Walker. Then we look at we don't have a ton of 10 out of 10 matchups today. We've had a lot on some days, and some days we have not. Number 1, Bobby Witt Jr. Number 2, Vinny Pasquantino. 3, Steven Kwan. 4, Juan Soto. 5, Danny Jansen. 6, Isaac Paredes. 7, Marcell Ozuna. 8, Kevin Pillar. 9, Seiya Suzuki. 10, Jurickson Profar. 11, Yordan Alvarez. And number 12, Ha-Seong Kim against Hogan Harris. So there's been times we've had 23, 10 out of 10. Sometimes we have not. So if you want to see these simulations under the MLB tab, everything is down below. Hopefully you do well today. If you do, let us know. Hit that like button, subscribe, check everything out we have on the website. Thank you so much for checking this video out. Good luck on today's slate. And as always, let's bring home some bacon. Peace.